Hi Flosstube, it is Stephanie with Kate's Crafts. How you doing? It's been a while. This is Flosstube number 10. 10. Small milestone, but a milestone nevertheless. I am very glad to be back with you. I apologize. This video took me a little bit longer to film than I had hoped. I had some dental surgery last week. Didn't go quite as planned. Turns out I have some extra nerves in my mouth. It was very painful, like worse than childbirth painful. So I've been trying to recover and honestly just didn't feel much up to filming and didn't think you guys wanted to deal with all of that. So I'm on the last bit of amend here, I hope. Well, at least as far as the pain goes. I slapped some Oragel in and we're just gonna try and rock this out. Unfortunately, I've got quite a bit to update. So I'm gonna try and I'm not gonna go fast, but I have a feeling I may be here a little while. So, hope you enjoy. So, again, I am Stephanie with Kate's Crafts here on YouTube, and I am also Kate's Crafts, CADES, Crafts on Instagram. So, if this is your first time finding me, welcome. Thank you for being here. And I would love to have you subscribe down below so you get notified when I post new content. And come follow me on Instagram and I can give you a follow back. I love seeing what people are working on. If you are returning, thank you as well. So glad to have you back. I hope you guys have missed me a little bit. I've missed you. I'm even behind on watching Flosstube. So, it is what it is. Little bit of additional life and craft space update. As you can see, I have my IKEA cabinet here. I've got so all the IKEA cabinet stuff has been built. This is has all the drawers. It has the lighting inside that we put inside. I just got to finish loading everything up. I have another bookshelf over here that I've built and put in. Container store is still let me down. Yeah, that's all we're going to say. I think it's still the last date I think I just got was April 29th. So, yeah, no shelves for Stephanie. All right. We won't dwell on that too much. Uh, not bitter. Um, what else is so best new thing? I guess tomorrow I get my COVID shot, my first one. That's exciting. Michigan has opened up so that everyone over 16 is eligible as of this week, and I was able to schedule an appointment on for tomorrow for my first shot, and my second shot then is just on or about near Mother's Day ish. So by Memorial Day, we should be all good. Same with my husband, and I think my sister's on Monday as well. So we're slowly but surely making our way, at least on our immediate family side, through the ranks of vaccines. So that is exciting. It has been spring break, so this is quite honestly the first time I have been home alone. Oh, that Christmas song, "Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again." Never been more true. So, because of course we didn't go anywhere this year for spring break. I feel like everyone else went somewhere, but we didn't. And I am just ready to have them back in school. So I know other parents out there feel me. I love my children, don't get me wrong, but it's a long time. 11 days is a long time home alone with them because I am working from home during this time. I'm not off. So I do have notes. So if I look down, that's why. I think that's kind of the best new thing as far as life updates. Other than that, we're trying to stay healthy. Michigan's not doing so hot in the COVID front, so we're just trying to kind of hunker down and get our vaccines and power through. That's all we can do right now, right? Power through. I hope wherever you are, you guys are doing well, you're healthy, you're safe, all the things. All right, so I'm going to start with WIPs and my updates from last month. What I've completed since the last time I saw you guys, which I want to say was right before my birthday. So that was like March 14th ish. ish, I think. So let's go through those. I have them all down here. All right. So the first one was my winner of my March matchups, posted by that was hosted by the Steel City Stitchers, and I again was not working towards a finish or an FFO. I was just working to get progress, so I did cumulatively more stitches on every piece as it won and advanced through my brackets. The winner was Frogwarts Year 1. You guys voted. Thank you so much to everyone who voted. And this is where I ended up for the month. Now, this was also my WIPGO piece. So for WIPGO, I was supposed to do 1,000 stitches for March. And then I have another square that hasn't been called yet that does another 1,000 stitches. I was able to complete over 2,000 stitches on this new start. So I technically have completed both of those squares now. So when that other one is called, I'll catch up on something else on WIPGO. So this is where I ended up. And I'm going to apologize because my external microphone decided to stop working. So if I hold my piece close, I can't talk at the same time. So this is where I ended up, which I really love the way this is coming out. This is stitched on a piece of 36 count linen in the colorway Honey from Brandy at Stitch Me. And I did change the Birdie's beans, and I did not participate in Frogwarts last year, but I found the Black Needle Society about 2 weeks before Frogwarts. So when they posted the items in the vault at the end of July, I was able to get the fabric as well as the color and cotton, the Birdie's Every Flavor Floss um, pack. And so that's what I'm stitching my beans in. So all of those are different than what's called for on the chart. And I liked this colorway better than the linen that I bought. I think that one, if I recall correctly, might have, I don't remember what count that one is, but I wanted them all to be 36 count. And I thought this matched pretty well, and I will use that fabric for something else. So far I'm stitching this otherwise in the DMC, but I'll show you in haul that I actually did purchase a bunch of the fancy flosses for this. So as I go forward with the rest of this and year 2 this year, I will start to phase in the fancy floss on this pattern. So that is where I'm at on that. Then I have my Hawaiian Mandala sampler, and this is in a Love You More Studio Co. Book sleeve. This is the smaller size. This is the Henna Mandala sampler by Ink Circles, or not Henna Mandala, Hawaiian Mandala sampler from Ink Circles. And I think the last time this was also a new start as part of my brackets. When I showed you guys this last time, I just had this bottom corner done. So I've moved over. This is the largest motif. I want to say I'm actually 15% done with the pattern. I think it's the rest of the motifs are probably about the size of this. So I don't have my cover sheet with me. I'm sorry. I am stitching this on a piece of 20 count Ada, and I want to say this is also from Brandy with Stitch Me. It's either an unnamed one, or I think this one's Dune. If I recall correctly, I need to find the tag. I am stitching this with the Sulky 12 weight, one strand called Forest Floor. And I love, basically, there's 3 shades of green DMC that are called for in the pattern, and I'm just using the Sulky variegation in place of all 3. So wherever any kind of green is, I'm using this. And you can kind of see the darker spots in there. And then I also bought fancy flosses, so I have variegation in all of the other 5 colors as well for the flowers and the alphabet. So I love the way that's coming out. My next update is the Henna Mandala, which is also by Ink Circles. And this one I am stitching, I want to say this is called Caramel Apple. Of course, it doesn't say on here. This is 12 weight. The color weight is 4010. I want to say this is called Caramel Apple. This one I just got a little bit. This is on a 20 count Ada in the colorway Oat by Brandy at Stitch Me. And that's how far I got. I think I only finished a little bit more in here since the last time you guys saw it. But I really do love the way that's coming out as well. The next one I have is my Roxie SAL. Now this is a Jean Farish Needleworks design. This is a reproduction sampler of Roxana Carson, sorry. And she's doing this as a mystery stitch along. I gave a lot more information about it in my last video when I had just started it. And I will also carry over the link below to her video where she talks about it. If you don't watch Jean Farish, her floss tubes are very informative. She shares a lot of great information, and yeah, I'm learning a lot. So this sampler, she took the reproduction sampler, she took it and recharted it in brighter colors, and then she's also added a bunch of specialty stitches. And if you know me, I don't typically stitch samplers at all, mostly full coverage, but I wanted to learn more of the specialty stitches, so I thought this would be a great way to do this. And I think the chart is still for sale for now. I do believe she said that she's going to pull it off her Etsy shop, and then in the future, when the mystery sale is done in 6 months, she'll offer it for sale. So if you are interested, I would go check quickly. I think she's planning on taking it off, like I said, in another week or two. She posted in her Facebook group. And I'm going to apologize because this is a hot mess as far as wrinkles. I took it off a Q-snap because I was working on it, and I did not have time to iron it. So this is also an I Love You More Studio Co. sleeve. This is the larger size. This was their Black Friday pattern, and it's just a bunch of hot cocoa, which I love. All right, now for the stitch along, she's stitching it on 30 count linen. I am stitching it on 40 count linen. This is my first time stitching on 40 count linen, and I'll be honest, it's not going too bad. I don't know if that's because I stitch on 20 count Ada a lot, and that's essentially the same thing, but it's not too terribly bad. This is a piece of white linen from 123 Stitch, so it's just plain white, and the fabric is actually cut crooked to the linen threads. So it looks shifted off at the top, and then at the bottom it's going to be shifted the other way because of the way it's cut. So if I hadn't put these basting lines in, I would not have figured that out though. So I'm really, really glad I listened to her and did it. All right, enough said. So I have almost the first part completely done. The second part was released on April 1st, so I am slightly behind, but that's okay. I am a lot further than I thought I would be. But here she is. So basically all I have to finish is these strawberries right here. 1, 2. That's it. 2. And I'm done with the first part. Now the second part adds in these strawberries that are where you just see the caps on the other side, and then it extends the satin stitch down, and these strawberries alternate their gingham pattern, and then there's also a long arm stitch, specialty stitch. So yeah, I stitched this pretty much exactly how she charted it, with the exception of one thing. This lowercase alphabet here, I stitched one stitch in too far. So when I got down here, this is not supposed to be a Z, it's supposed to be a Y. And she doesn't have a Z on there, it's just A through Y. And when she recharted it, she wanted to make sure it would fit in a standard frame, so people didn't have to have it custom framed. And the Z just didn't fit, so she just ended it Y. but the Y didn't fit because I was shifted a stitch over, and obviously with the satin stitches here, you can't have it sticking out too far. So I changed it just to a Z, which I charted myself. I'm happy with it. No one will know. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. But the satin stitch is 2 strands over 1 on 40 count. That was exciting, but didn't go too bad. And then we have a single herringbone and a double herringbone in here. So those are the specialty stitches that were in the first. And like I said, there's a long arm stitch in the second piece. So definitely exciting. Go check her out. She does have, like I said, she has a Facebook group. I believe she also shares her work. And I know Sheila from the Sunshine Stitchers also posts in the Sunshine Stitchers group. So you can see kind of updates on what it's looking like there as well. So yay, 40 count. I'm proud of myself. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. Let's put it that way. And those of you who've been watching me for the last couple months probably know that. So, all right. The last one I have updated for March is my full coverage. It's my Floral Bird of Paradise from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is my focus challenge piece for Semi-Sane Stitchers. It is also my 21,000 in 2021 for full coverage Fanatics. So my goal is to get 1750 minimum on this piece every month. I failed miserably in March with the March matchups and changing this lost in the first round. Changing every day, it got a bit overwhelming. I don't know how you guys do Mania. That's when I found Flosstube was Mania last year, so it's even more overwhelming now than it was when I watched it back then, because now I understand what you guys all go through for kidding and switching and spinning wheels and doing all of that. So I did the 12 days of stitching in December, but that was every other day. This was every day for the first 15 days of the month. That was a lot. Yeah, I'm really thinking about May plans already. But I only got 1,000 stitches, so it counted for my focus piece. But I had stitched 3,000 stitches in February, so I'm ahead of the game on 21 and 21. So it'll all work out. Everything's fine. It's probably not going to look that different to you, even though I put 1,000 stitches in it. I did do some more of the cream, but I filled in a lot of the confetti that was coming down here, some of those ninja stitches. And then with my new floss organization, which I will show you, I was able to kind of work a little faster on filling in some of these greens. And it's hard to see there, but there are literally probably 40 shades of green in there. This is stitched on 18 count Ada, which is from Michaels. It is going to be 25 inches by 25 inches, I believe. I think this is 450 by 450 is the stitch count. So, yeah. This is the edge of, this edge here is the edge of page, my second page coming this way. I've gone down a bit, but I know coming across, that's about where it is. So that's where I finished gridding. Now I've got to go add more grid lines so I can keep up with my gridding. So that needs to get worked on this month. It's amazing. I mean, I was all like that full coverage was doing really, really well. And in March, the full coverage stitchy bug just kind of went out the window. So I need to refocus, as they say. Okay, then I had 2 new starts in April so far. Today is April 9th, by the way. I didn't say that at the beginning. The first is from the pattern I showed in my unboxing from the Black Needle Society. This is the Half the Fun by Ink Circles. This was in their on-the-go stitching box. I do have a unboxing video posted, and you can get more information about that there. This is their every other month subscription box. Now, I restarted this probably 3 or 4 times. I went back and forth on colors and floss, and Yeah, I ended up changing what I was doing about 15 times. This is a no-name neutral fabric from Brandy at Bestitch Me. It is a 22 count hard hanger. You can see it's got some modeling in it. I apologize, it's still on the Q snap, is what it is. Now this is a quarter of the design here. So this is the first, if you can see, it's the same design, like rotated. You can see plain, plain, plain. Kind of, her reflections, like reflections of Paris pieces are similar. So I have this airplane down to this boat here. No, other side. This airplane down to that boat. So I have the airplane, the bike, the skateboard, the unicycle, and the boat. The top of the unicycle, anyway. And the floss I'm using is Classic Colorworks in the shade 90 Night. So it is a very deep indigo. It's got a little bit of violet, like I said, it's more of a true indigo. It does have some of that purple undertone in it, but it's a deep blue. It's not really a navy, um, and I really like it on that piece. So yeah, that is that. That's my first start for the month, and my second start for the month. Sorry, my second start for the month. I So Michelle Bendy, Aaron Two Martini Stitcher, Annie Joyfield Stitcher, and Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough, and I all have decided that we were going to do a BarbaraAnaApril. Uh, I had never stitched a BarbaraAna, which I'm sure Annie at Joyfield Stitcher just, I remember when we were discussing this, and it was, what? How have you not stitched BarbaraAna? Um, Obviously, if you watch her videos, you know she has a more than a few number of WIPs that shall not be named. Uh, and so for Semi-Sane Stitchers, one of the WIP days this month is to do something you've never done before. And so for me, that's stitching a BarbaraAna. And I am stitching this for my mom for Mother's Day. So I have like this month to finish it. So I don't think my mom watches. I know my sister does. But if for some reason you found me, turn it off and watch this after Mother's Day. I'll fill you in on anything you miss if you're interested. So I am doing one of her favorite artists is Gustav Klimt, and BarbaraAna has a Dreaming of Klimt on similar to her Dreaming Girl type face, but obviously the pattern's totally different. I don't have a cover sheet here with me. I've done 2 days of stitching on this, and for progress on 2 days, I'm very proud of myself. This is how far I've gotten. And this is my Tiki Room needle minder from Abby Top Knot Stitcher. But yeah, so this piece is maybe this much wider, but it goes up to here. Yes. This is I have not finished serging the edges on this, as you can see. This was part of a color and cotton grab bag. This is 32 count even weave that I managed to grab last month. This is all DMC. This lighter golden yellow is actually their satin floss, so it's not metallic, it's satin. It's very interesting to stitch with. The satin is definitely, it's not like stitching with silk or the cotton. It's definitely slipperier, and it like has static cling, so it kind of like goes everywhere. But I am stitching 2 strands over 2 threads on this, and I think it's gorgeous. I think it's coming out really well. And my back's not too bad either. I'll show you my back side. Looks pretty good. I'm proud of myself. Like I said, 2 days of stitching. And I think if that's the case, if this is how far I can get, I'm just over 30% done. I think like a third of the way done in a couple days. I can definitely get this finished and get this FFO'd for Mother's Day. I think it's definitely doable. So that's my goal for BarbaraAnaApril. I did also purchase the Dreaming Girl SAL that almost everybody's doing, it's also gorgeous. I also purchased the Dreaming Frida SAL. Now I got my fabric mapped out for that and I put like 10 stitches in it. I'm not even going to show you. It's not worth it. Um, but I obviously need to make sure I get this done. And then I have my WIPGO. And then if I can come back to Frida, I will do that one. But for right now, I'm going to focus on this piece. And for that one, I'll show you here. This is my part of my new floss storage, which I'll get to. But here is the here's the color palette for that piece. It's so beautiful, and you can see here is that satin, and you can see here how it's all like those are all the individual strands, the 6 strands coming apart here at the bottom. So that's the only downside to working with it. It's not hard to stitch with, but it doesn't like to stay put, and it's very staticky. So but from what I can tell, it's slightly better than the metallic. So there's that. All right. Okay. So that is it for WIPs. All right. So the next one is haul. So first bit of haul is my shirt. I got this from my friend Athena with Stitching Goddess Designs. If you haven't checked out her Flosstube, I will link her latest video down below. She also has started a Facebook group where she's selling cross-stitch t-shirts, and I'm sure you've probably heard of her if you're watching me, but if not, definitely go check her out. So this one has all the different phrases on it, and I have another one, a green and white one, which I forgot to bring in here. And I just ordered some for the Frogwarts retreat and the Up All Night retreat with Black Needle Society, which I'm very excited to have as well. So go check her out. I would highly recommend that. And she sells them right through her Facebook group. So if that's if you can message her on Instagram, but definitely join her Facebook group. Okay. All right. Second bit is when I saw you guys, it was right before my birthday, and so for my birthday, my husband got me 2 stitchy gifts. The first one is I had been wanting to deal with my floss storage. I was using a lot of the bags and then putting them all in my project bags. With a number of full coverage pieces I have, it's not conducive to carry around 90 colors and floss away bags in a tote, or in a project bag. So I had seen Annie's Keepers. Teresa Little Stitcher is where I saw them the first time, and she went through and she explains them as well. But I'm going to show you what they are. And I got I believe it's like the starter pack. It's 300 Annie's Keepers, and it has the storage slides. Now, I currently have them. This is a 31 fold-in file that I got probably 10 years ago. I don't know, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, long time ago. I have them all currently just sitting in here. They don't need to be in a box. This to me keeps them covered enough. I don't have dust up in here, and this is easier for me to carry. Now, it's a little cumbersome because like to carry like that. And the floss is pretty well tucked in here. I have a second one of these, so I'm going to be moving them into 2. So let me show you how they work. If I pull this out, so what I've done is I've cut my floss, and what I did is I put them into 8 equal lengths. So I unraveled the skein. I went back and forth, doubled it on itself 4 times. So I ended up with 8 strands, and then I cut the loops, and then I took those 8 strands and I looped them through on the Annie's Keepers. Now, Annie's Keepers comes with a round label. These are Avery removable labels that are supposed to be able to be peeled off without leaving goo and stuff behind. I already had these for my diamond painting, so I just reused these. I liked them better than the round labels. And I just write the DMC color on here. And then the way this works is, well, especially here from the middle, you just give it a little twist, pops right out. You have the color you need. At the top, it has another hole that you can put a floss ring through. And then when you're done, you just snap it up, and there's a little groove on it, so it, like, these aren't coming out unless you kind of twist and pop them out. You can slide them off the ends. So what I've done, oh, and then if I have like leftover, like little pieces, I just loop them through here on the side. So I always look when I go to pull a new piece of floss, you know, I look on the side. And if you haven't seen this handy dandy trick, grab a needle. That's one good thing about being a human who leaves needles on all my projects. So, put my notebook down here. All right. So if, I'll try and get close here so you can see this. If you, so I have my loop, right? If you put your needle through and you just find one strand, and you just kind of pull it like that, so you can see, and you just pull. Of course, this isn't going to do it because I'm on camera. Pull, pulls out, you just smooth that down, it'll go right back to being flat, and you have one strand that you can then thread on your needle. Super easy. So I don't have to unloop it every time because I've cut them. I don't have to unloop them. Now you can see that this length is taller than that file folder box. That's what I was saying. When I put them down in there, they kind of like bunch up like this. I'm okay with that. They don't get tangled. They really don't. They don't. So, and I've never bobbinated, so I don't have any kinks in here. Like anything you see here is just how it came off the skein. I have like, well, actually, that's not true. I have like 3 or 4 that I found in that box I bobbinated that I took off there, so I can fix it later. So what I did, and the reason why I did this is because, so you guys have seen my Floral Bird of Paradise. That's a Heaven and Earth. I have my mini white magnolia, which is also a Heaven and Earth. And then I have my Harry Potter book covers, which is a large full coverage. And then I just started the Disneyland map. Each of those has 88 to 100 colors. Now there's overlap, but essentially, right, they have 88 to 100 colors each. I am never going to travel with those pieces. I'm just not. If I'm going to go to a retreat or something where I'm driving, and I would take my Annie's keepers with me, but if I'm going to fly, like when I went down for work, I would never take a Hade or a piece that has that many colors with me. So I'm fairly confident in going to this type of a setup because right now, next to my stitchy chair, I have this file folder. So if I'm working on my full coverage or any piece, I know that it's in here. I pull it up. I am going to put a label on the top so I know, like removable labels, so I know like the first and last. Because the thing is, so let's say I get, color 9. Well, then I'm going to take 160 out. I'll bump that to the next one, and I just slide them down, and it's fine. So it's easy for me to keep track of right now. Now, all of my other pieces, like the WIPs I've showed you guys, like the Roxie, right, Sal, I have all of those DMCs still in skein in a project bag. I'm not going to unravel all of those on here. Now, if I didn't buy extra for Roxie and I needed that skein in here to fill it, I put it here. And then I just put a note in the project bag that it's on my Annie's Keepers. So I did have about 20 left over. So out of those 4 projects, I only had 20 left over out of the 300. So what I did is I pulled a couple of them out for this, but then if these colors for my BarbaraAna are not on any of those 4 pieces, so these do not have a tag on their own. I do not have 2 of any of these, right? I'm not going to double up. So for these, I got these little rings. I believe Rachel Ray, I think, used these. I believe that's whose Flosstube I saw these on. I got them off of Amazon. They're just threaded. They unscrew, they pop open, and then you screw them closed. I kind of like this better than the metal rings, to be honest, just because they're easier to open and close, but Right, well, I should say they will not open without you being aware that they're opening, because you have to do work to do that. But anyway, so far, I'm loving this. When I go on my full coverage and I'm working on it, I don't have to flip through my Flossway bags to try and figure out where they are. Um, I had them in like groups of like 700s, 600s, 900s. So I'd have to find the right bag. Then I'd have to flip through to the color I want or look for the symbol that I had. I don't have to do any of that. The other thing, what I know, I believe what Teresa Little Stitcher did is when she had these assigned for a particular project, if you flip this around the other way, on the back side, she puts a removable label with the symbol. And that way you can just look and see like what the symbol is and if you're the kind of person who looks by symbol. And then you can peel that off and then on this side you have the DMC number. So honestly, I'm really loving this. They're not cheap. It did take me a couple hours to fill like 300 of them, but no more time than you would spend bobbinating. I think it's easier than bobbinating because you don't have to wind, right? It just cut the lengths and loop it in and you're done. So I am a huge fan. Uh, I would highly recommend those. So I'll keep updating you guys on how they are, but so far 1 month in, 2 thumbs up. Okay, that's enough about these keepers. Um, okay. One other thing I got was this Mandalorian box from Forbidden Fiber Company. The cross stitch treasure trove of Mandalorian goodies. It includes a chart, fabric, and flosses, along with some other stitchy goodness and some fun Star Wars items. I just filmed, before I recorded this, I just filmed an unboxing video for this, so I'm not going to open that on here. If you're interested to see what is in this, please do go check out the video I will post. It'll either upload right before or right after this. It'll say Flosstube Extra, Mandalorian box from Forbidden Fiber Co. But I do like the box and I would recommend it. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm trying to keep us moving. The other thing I got, and I haven't implemented this yet, but with my new stitchy room, I have a drawer that I'm going to be organizing all of my fabric in. And if you haven't checked it out on the Steel City Stitchers, Erica had originally shared how she was starting to store, I think she got it from a quilting group, but how she was storing her fabric. And then Erin switched over her fabric storage and did a video on how she did it. Uh, and I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to modify it slightly, but I did buy these comic book boards, which they recommend. And I believe I got the same size as her. This is the 6 3/4 by 10 1/2. Now, my drawer is only 6 inches tall, so I'm going to need to cut these in half. And then they'll be 5 1/4 tall, and they'll be perfect. So I probably have more than I will ever need in my lifetime. Although, with the way I buy fabric, maybe not. And then I got these pins. They're like these T-pins from Amazon. Check out Erin's video. She has links to these. Um, they both shipped to me with Prime. Not very expensive. I think the whole thing was like $23 or something total for both. Um, and I think it's going to make my fabric organization much better. So check out Steel City Stitchers. When I do my fabric organization, I will update you guys with a video on it. But I'm a little ways off from that at this point. So check her out if you're interested. All right, then here we go. All right, this is my stashy stash bag, Annie. I ordered from Fangirl Fibers. Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, has ordered from her before. And she posted some very cute things on Instagram. And of course, I had to buy them, especially when you see what the themes are. The first one I got 2 needle minders. The first one is a Baby Yoda, a baby Grogu. And her needle minders on the back to say Fangirl Fibers with a little like wooden piece. And then I got a Dole Whip. Dole Whip. Those needle minders are adorable. And then, okay, so I know these are stitch markers. And no, I'm not going to start knitting. No, Erin. No, stop. You know who you are. All right. But I had to get these. I'm going to try and put these on my project bags because they're just adorable. And I got the double set, so of course this is going to be really hard to show you. But they're all Mickey treats, okay? So anybody who's been to Disney knows, like, here's the Mickey pretzel. There's the Dole Whip. There's a Mickey apple, Mickey bar, churro, Disneyland. There's the Sunday. And then if you bought both of them, I think is there a Mickey waffle in here? I want to say there was a Mickey waffle. I could be wrong. There is. There's the Mickey waffle, my kid's favorite Mickey waffle. And then if you bought both sets, because this is 2 sets together, you got a bonus one that says Disney calories don't count. So true. But let's be real. If you're really doing Disney, I think my record is 28 miles in one day. Yes, miles. Um, I think that was when I was down there for one of the Run Disney weekends. 28 miles. So Disney calories don't count. All right. Oh, and the little Disney macaron too. Look at that. So cute. So cute. All right. So those are all Fangirl Fibers. I believe she still has these available on her Etsy. Go check them out. That was kind of a birthday gift to myself. All right. Then I joined the Jody of Steel City Stitchers. I joined Jody's Fabric of the Month Club. This is our first shipment for April. I am doing 36 count linen. I told her 36 count, 40 count, 18 count Ada, 20 count Ada, somewhere in that ballpark. Get me close. And this is what she sent me. She sent me this gorgeous purple. I mean, stop. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous purple. Love it. And this pink. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I saw this pink, I was kind of like, I mean, it's gorgeous, but it's not me at all. I'm not a pink person. And I don't know what I would stitch on this. That would be pink. That would go with pink. But I found something. The purple, I don't know. This is one of those ones that's so beautiful. I don't know that I'll ever stitch on it. Don't do that. Don't save the fabric. Stitch all the things. Okay, so the second part of my birthday gift from my husband was I am about 35 minutes from an LNS. Didn't realize I was that close. Erin from Steel City Stitchers is from Michigan, and she had posted about going to Stitches and Things, and which is in Fenton, Michigan, and it's only like 35 minutes from my house, which I didn't realize. So my husband arranged for 2 of my stitchy friends, well, crafty friends. One stitches, one crochets, and well, stitches and knits, or sorry, stitches and quilts. My other friend crochets. Anyway, crafty friends to take me shopping because my husband wasn't going to do that. So we went up this past Saturday or Friday, and the week before, my mom, as my birthday gift, took me to the stitchy shop. They were only slightly disappointed that they overlapped gifts, and I said, well, I can go twice. Not a problem. So I'm not going to go in detail of every floss or everything I brought, but I do want to show you a couple of the charts because I'm excited for different. I again tried to branch out, do some different things. Always a learning adventure. So what am I putting on this beautiful pink fabric here? I bought a reproduction sampler of an 1806, a reproduction of an 1806 Quaker sample. This is called AH to EE. It's by Kathy Barrick. But she didn't think I was going to post this, did she? So I am thinking I want to change some of the initials on here. Some of these are already like initials for my family and my kids and stuff. So there's a couple I'm going to change out to be our initials, but I love that. I wanted to try a Quaker. Okay, try Quaker motifs. I think I'm going to stitch it on this. It's the perfect size with like different shades of like pewter, charcoal, dark gray, light, like medium to dark gray. What do you think? Am I crazy? Let me know what you think. We'll see. It always sounds good in my head, and then I start stitching, and I'm like, no, I should just follow the pattern. So Michelle told me I should not follow the pattern. I'm not going to follow the pattern. Okay. Then, as I said, I bought all of the fancy floss for Frogwarts Year 1, which, and then Year 2 only adds 2 colors. So Katie did a great job of trying to allow people to reuse. So that's a beautiful rainbow there. So I got those. There were a couple that were out. I had to mix and match. It's fine. It's all fine. Okay. Then I bought Cuisine Française, which is the French kitchen. This was the box from Hands On Design. Now, I am only stitching this piece. I'm not doing the little clipboard pieces. I did get the fancy floss for those. Again, I'm not going to be boring. But I did get the charm pack, which is really cute. That's hanging over here. And since I'm not going to make a box, I think I'm going to finish it like they have the front here. I'm going to do the fabric and I'm going to put cording and dangle the charms, and then I'll mount that on like a bigger piece. That's my thought. Or make it a stand-up piece. I'm hoping to put some shelves up here to put stitchy stuff on for like a backdrop, and I may do that as like a piece that would stand up then. I'm also a huge fan of all things French and Italian, mostly French. I used to go over there all the time for work, back when we did those things. And France has a very special place in my heart. So, all right. That's along with wine. So, I bought the Hands On Design wine block party, a vino block party, and I did get the pins. And I got the fancy floss as well to go with that. Most of the fest. They were out of a couple here and there. I'll swap in DMC. It's not the end of the world. I have no idea how to finish this. I really hope there's finishing instructions in here. I don't, so I don't know. I don't know how this is going to, yeah. I'm going to learn. Okay. Then I bought, now I had this piece of Banshee fabric from Be Stitch Me already, which I had bought because I thought was gorgeous, and then I realized I had no idea what I was going to stitch on it. So I bought this Cottage Garden Samplings Halloween Sampler Tube. I think that's going to look really good on this. Again, I have no idea when I'm going to start these, but I'm going to kit them up together, put them aside, and see what happens. All right. Then I bought this chart, which is by Thistles. It's called Pole to Pole Snow Globe, because I'm a huge penguin fan, and I thought that was adorable. I have not picked what I'm going to stitch this on yet. This one's just going to go into my now pattern stash, which I didn't have before. All right, and then the last chart I bought was a Long Dog sampler. I did download Pandemic because, so I found, like I said, I found Flosstube like end of May last year, mid-mania-ish. And that was right when Pandemic was getting released for free by Long Dog. And everybody's like, oh, it's free, it's free, it's free. Download, it's only free for 7 days. I had no idea what Long Dog was. I just knew it was only free for 7 days, so I downloaded it. I'll stitch it at some point. I haven't started it. It's a little bit big. It doesn't call to me right now. Not with all the other full coverage I have. It's too big. But someday, I wanted to do a Long Dog, and I wanted one that really kind of more spoke to me. And not only is this Long Dog, it's a band sampler, which I liked on their website better, and it's called Resistance is Futile, which, Star Wars, hello, Resistance is Futile. So, here's this one. That's the band sampler. And it is 163 by 329. So it is big. As I said, I'm not starting it anytime soon, but I did find fabric for it. And this piece of fabric is the perfect size. It is 28 count Lugana from Bestitch Me. It is a very pretty, it's hard to, it's kind of showing, it's like an army green color. It's a no-name fabric, like from her Friday Night Fight Night, but it's a, it's 18 by 27. So it'll fit on here. So, well, I should say it'll fit stitching over one. That's my plan, is to stitch it over one. So, but technically, well, even over two, it says here material required would be 23.5 inches. This is 27, so I guess it would fit over two as well. But my thought was originally I would stitch it over one. We'll see. Now, I did not buy any floss for this. My thought right now is to do each band in a different shade of like a cream taupe color. There were a couple fancy floss colors that I held up that looked really nice on this fabric, but that's kind of the cream, vanilla, golden cream grits kind of colors. Looked good on here. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but not now. And I thought I might change my mind, so I didn't buy any of the floss just yet. Okay. I know we're slowing down here, so we're getting longer here. I apologize. I will do videos more often, I promise. No more dental surgery. Trust me. Okay, the other thing I bought was Connie from Measured Measured Twice, Stitch Once. Why am I blanking? I'll link her down below. She had like 100 finishes last year. She does a lot of Mill Hill kits, and I haven't done one, so I thought I would try one. And of course, with the pineapple, I saw this up there, I had to get a pineapple kit. And it's got all the beading, it's got all the floss, the perforated paper. Why not? Let's try some Mill Hill. And then I bought 2 pieces of fabric. This is a 35 count linen in gunmetal. And this was just a smaller piece that they had. This will fit Chalk Talk fall or spring. I started the winter one on a more blue, but this is like a dirty chalkboard color that I think would look nice for that. And then I bought half a yard of vintage country mocha linen, 36 count linen, because I can use this for a lot of things. So I got a half yard. And I'll be honest, looking through it as a linen piece, I kid you not, I think there's maybe one small little slub in this piece. It's near perfect. There's some of the thicker threads, but there's like no slubs. So for a 36 count linen, I love the modeling on there. That vintage. Now I understand why so many people use vintage country mocha. It's gorgeous. So that will come in handy, I'm sure. All right. That's a lot of stuff. I need to stop buying things. Okay. All right. So that brings me to plans. Okay. All right. So I already mentioned BarbaraAnaApril and my Mother's Day gift. So Dreaming of Klimt is my first priority in that regard. If I can make it to Dreaming Frida or Dreaming Girl, bonus. I don't know that that'll happen. Then I need to work on my full coverage. I need to get my full coverage bug back. So Bird of Paradise is my focus piece again for Semi-Sane. It is also my 21 and 21. My goal is to hit at least 2,000 stitches so I get 2 credits in Semi-Sane. We'll see. Maybe I'll be able to pound something out. We'll see. Excuse me. At the end of the month, Black Needle Society is having their Up All Night retreat. That is Up All Night was a specialty box that went on pre-order, I believe, last September, maybe. I think September, maybe October. And the Up All Night retreat is starting Friday night, April 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern and going till 7 p.m. on Saturday, all night. Full 24-hour retreat online. So, Lord help me. But I am, I am going to be partaking in that. And so my Up All Night box should be coming. I believe they're planning to mail those this weekend. I think April 10th. So is when they're planned to be mailed. So that is that. I'm looking forward to that. And then WIPGO. So WIPGO for this month, boxes 3 and 21 were called. And I have Christmas in April. Both of my pieces are Christmas. So the first one is my 12 Days of Christmas by Satsuma Street. And my WIPGO goal, I'm stitching each of the ornaments individually. My WIPGO goal was to complete 2 ornaments. And in February, I completed 4 calling birds. So I already have 1 done. I need to do another one, and I'm going to go back and do number 1, the partridge in a pear tree. So I need to start that and finish it. Last time I was able to finish it or start and finish in like 2 days. So I'm hoping that getting one of those done in this month will not be a problem. I am stitching these on 1/1 28 count Monaco, just white Monaco, DMC Monaco from Michael's, Joann's, wherever. So that is that. And then the second one called is my Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. Everybody's familiar with this one. This also, so as part of the Up All Night retreat, they have stitching challenges like every 3 hours. And out of all the prompts, I think all but 1 fit on here. So I'm going to be focusing on this piece a lot towards the end of the month. So this is my start so far. And this is on 25 count Vanilla Latte Opalescent from Be Stitch Me. You see it's kind of that golden color. That is as far as I got in December when I started this, and I'm stitching this 1/1. All right, so, and this is, I believe, the full width of the piece. Pretty much, yep. So that's how wide it'll be. It's just going to be longer. So that is my focus for the month. So I think in the short term, I am going to be focusing on, I'm going to be focusing on the ornament and Dreaming of Klimt, and then I will, and then in the middle of, like towards the next week, I will work on my full coverage piece, and then at the end of the month, I will work on my Christmas list. That is my plan. That was a lot. So again, apologize. Dental surgery made it longer. I will try and be back in 2 weeks, if not next week. But I will try and be back in 2 weeks. Thank you for sticking it out if you did. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just under an hour, so I'm going to try and get this wrapped up here and not drag it out. Like I feel like so many of us are like, what else do I want to say? But again, excited to get my vaccine. I hope if you're able to find a vaccine, if you want one, I hope you want one. I'm deathly afraid of needles, which is odd that I'm a cross stitcher who's deathly afraid of needles. But it is what it is. So I hope you stay healthy, stay safe, take care of your family and your friends. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for being here with me. Please don't forget to subscribe or come find me on Instagram. Love to have you give me a follow so I can see what you're working on too. I'll follow you back. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite WIP that I'm working on? Or my favorite chart that I picked up? What should I stitch? What should my next new start be out of what I just showed you? I got the Mandalorian box that has a chart in it, plus all those charts I bought as stitches and things. So let me know down below what you think I should be my next start. Now, it may not be till July. I don't know. But what should be my next start? All right. Take care, everybody. I hope you have a great day. Bye.